Alright, so this is part 2 on operator training for Vapid Flats SMP and Classic Server. Well, sorry, on behalf of SMP and Classic Server, but this is really geared towards Classic servers. If you haven't seen part 1, go back, watch it, because there's probably the most important commands that we go over are on part 1. So, this is going to cover some more commands that are, I wouldn't say less important, but we're starting to get a little bit less common commands that are used. So, you know, some people are actually going to be able to use this as an operator on some servers, so I'm going to cover it. But on our server, I don't think so. I don't think you're not allowed to do it. So, let's go ahead and take a look. Help, new level. Yeah, you do need to be a super operator on our server to go ahead and use this command, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about it just briefly. And I'm going to make a new building area for my players. So let's go ahead and see what maps I have here. Looks like flat 9 is the last flat that has been created. Go to flat 9. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at flat 9 and see how it looks. If it's pretty full or reasonably full, I'm going to go ahead and, well, it's not very full. There's still a ton of room here. But I'm going to go ahead and create flat 10 anyways and go ahead and show you guys the new command. And it looks like somebody likes StarCraft. It would appear that those look like the StarCraft little ships. I'm not a StarCraft player, but I think that's what those are. So, anyways, let's go ahead and create a new level. NEW level, and we're going to go ahead and name this level flat 10. And now we've got to put the dimensions in. 256, 256, 128. So that will be 256 by 256 by 128. I think I did that right. It's been, no, you know what? I think I need to do 128, 256. I actually have a set of pretty good admins on my server that do most of this for me, so I don't really have to take care of it very often. And we're going to give this flats. That's the type of map. You can do space maps, you could do flat maps, you could do mountains, ocean. There's quite a few different types of maps that you can use. And let's go ahead and just get this guy created. And level flat 10 created. Go to flat, oops. Go to flat 10. And you can see that we have a brand new map here. And it looks like I did get the dimensions right. The height is the center number that you type in. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and go to the next command. Let's see here. I've got zone. Actually, zone is a really good command to know. I'm going to go back to my op training map. So here we are. And on my op training map, once this gets loaded, we're going to show you how to create zones. So, help zone. So zone, add, name, creates a zone for only name can build. So we can create an area on a map where only one person can build. We don't usually do zones. There's no reason for us to do zones on our server. I mean, they do happen, but it's not very often. And usually it's where somebody really wants to, you know, have their own map, or then we've given them the privilege of having their own map, and we want to zone it off so that no one really could build there except for them, and that allows them to let people visit, but not allow them to build. And that includes even people of that same rank. So, anyways, let's go ahead and create a zone. So, zone, add. Alright, so we're going to create a zone for me. Place a block there. And I'm going to place a block right. Oh, well, that's interesting. it places... Huh, that command must have changed. Usually it places a block right where you are. Oh yeah, like that. Was I really that low? Okay, well anyways, now I've made a zone. And zones follow the same cuboid structure, so you place one quarter block and then kitty corner that, you place another corner block. So now I have imagine a little bit of a cube there, and that is a zone that only I can build in. But as soon as you go out of that zone or above that zone, you can't build there anymore. Or I'm sorry, anyone could build there. So somebody could make a box around this, you know. So it can kind of cause some problems, but it is a good command to know. You can also create zones with rank specifics, so that people only of that particular rank can build in that area. So you might have a map split up so that some of your lower ranks only have part of the map and the higher ranks have the other part of the map. Let's see here. Set spawn. Actually, I think I used this in my first video. It just moves the spawn point. So change spawn location. So anyone that spawns on this map will spawn right in this area. And yeah, not a big deal. The next two commands I'm going to talk about are used very rarely. Just because you know about them now, it doesn't mean you should go and use them. I'm going to go ahead and do an example on these poor people here, just as a guinea pig. The very first command you need to know is voice. And voice will give somebody the ability to talk even after I run the next command, which is moderate. This is going to be used when you have probably a big argument, or if the server is extremely busy and you need to talk to one person that is unable to access OpChat. You would want to use this command. This is a very rare situation, and honestly you shouldn't be using it unless you've really been around for a while and you know what you're doing. This is probably something a server admin would do, not something that operators should be doing. Unless it's like you're the only person on the map. It pisses people off pretty good because, as you're going to see in a second, it will mute everybody. So let's go ahead and give. I gave voice status to Chris. So now when I do moderate, basically that means that the only person right now that can chat or talk is Chris. So unless somebody else here has that voice command active on them. So anyways, that's moderate. See, he could talk. He's got this little plus symbol right next to his name. You can see down there. That means that he's got the voice command activated on his system. So moderate. There we go. So chat moderation has been disabled, and now everyone can talk. So let's go ahead and there we go. And everyone's probably wondering who the hell is doing this because they can't see who actually is issuing those commands. So anyways, moderate is really good when the server's busy. That's the best time to use it. So let's see here. The next command is trust. So on occasion, and it's not very often, and we don't really use this command very much anymore, but trust allows you to trust a like a guest player and allow them to bypass certain blocks. Like for instance, as a guest you can't build below I think 2 blocks down, but if I gave them trust status, then they would be able to build and bypass all that restriction. So let's just see what the help is about trust. It turns off the anti-grief. So it does a little bit more than that, but basically if you trust somebody, they can technically use a bot that allows them to build as fast as they want. So you could build huge structures and things like that without the anti-grief system kicking in and blocking them. And also they can dig further down. I think there's a few other things that it allows them to do, but I really haven't found too much of a purpose. I've probably used it maybe twice. So invincible is the next command. So invincible is INV, or you can type out the whole word if you want, but honestly, INV seems to be the best. And we could go ahead and type in a name after it. I think. It's been a while. Oops. So I just made Chris immortal. So he can't be killed by the gun command. He can't be killed by active lava, active cold water, any of that. Nothing can kill him. So it's a command. If you don't put a name after it, you'll be the one that turns invincible. But, you know, hey. So, and we're going to go ahead and take it off him. 09332. So that's immortal or invincible. Replace all is another good command to know. And we're already at 11 minutes. Sorry guys, I know this is super boring, but it's just going over commands. I don't have too much of a way to make it a little bit more fun, but let's go ahead and talk about replace all. We're going to go ahead and replace all stone blocks here, which are, you can see my operator training and that there. Replace all, oops, that's all one word, sorry. Stone with, let's do pink. Alright, so we should replace all the stone blocks here with pink blocks. And as you see, I just did it, and all those blocks changed. Now, replace all can be pretty darn dangerous. You need to make sure you know what you're doing. Obviously, I do not want to replace all dirt with pink, because below me is 64 layers of dirt, and that would really lag out the server a lot. So you got to be careful with this command, but it's great for when you need to get rid of a lot of blocks of all one color, or, you know, do whatever. You can replace all air, so I can replace all the pink blocks with air, and it would just erase all those blocks. So, but anyways, let's go ahead and do it again. Replace all, oops, pink stone. There we go. Now my signs are back to stone. So we're already at 13 minutes. Let's see if I can get another command done. And that is going to be my fix grass command. Z dirt. By the way, you should already know what that command is. So I'm turning this all to dirt. And you know, in the most recent update on the server software, I think the grass pretty much just fixes itself pretty darn quick. But we'll see. So we're going to go ahead and get this all done. And once it's done, here in a little bit, come on, go. Sorry guys. I'm going to show you the most basic grass command, which is fix grass. This is really great for when you go ahead and are erasing a guest map. You would go ahead and just replace the first two layers with dirt, and then replace the top section with air, and do fix grass, and it would be a perfectly cleared map. I'll probably go ahead and show you guys an example of clearing a map in the next video, but I've got to go because we're at 14 minutes 30 seconds. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We're going to do part 3 next, and thanks for watching.